today I want to talk to you about strength training. The number one thing you can do for injury prevention is actually having more muscle on your dog, because muscles are in charge of holding the skeleton, holding the bones the proper way, and moving the body. And if your dog has proper muscle mass on him, it's gonna do wonders. I mean, the speed is gonna be better, the strength is gonna be better, he's gonna be injured less, hip dysplasia when he gets old, or arthritis or knee problems. All of that is gonna be in much lower risk if your dog has really good muscle on him. And part of having good muscles is nutrition and training. So if your dog's eating crap, he's not gonna build the right muscles. So you need to see what your dog is feeding. I'm not gonna go into nutrition a lot in here because I'm not an expert on it. I know a little bit, but I'm not an expert. And you should have a good amount of fat in your dog's diet if you want him to build good muscles, and protein, but fat. Dogs really need fat to get what they need out of their body. And when it comes to strength training, just like humans, you know, when we go to the gym or you're doing body weight training, whatever you want to use, the goal is to try and isolate the muscles as much as possible. Okay, so whether you're working on your biceps, on your back, on your shoulders, on your legs, every time, anybody who's going to the gym know that. I mean, you can't work on your whole body every time. You need to separate things and work separately on different muscles. Now with our dogs, that's the challenge actually when you're doing strength training. So you need the correct movement and you need to isolate part of the body as much as you can. The way to do it is actually by doing body awareness before you actually do strength training. So if your dog know how to work each leg separately or each body part separately, then you can work on your hind end, on your front end, your left, your right, whatever part you need, your core muscles. You can separate everything, but it takes a lot of good training on the body awareness side of things. Okay, so for example, if you want to work on your dog's hind quarter, you need to get the front end to not move. Okay, like you do a front feet target, you get your dog's paw on something and then you ask the dog to do something with the hind end, whether it's sit to stand, or you can just go up on something or down, whatever. Lift one leg, lift the other leg. There are tons of exercises that you can do. Same if you want to do the front end, you need the hind end to be stationary and stick to something. If you want to work on your core, you need all four paws stationary, not moving, so the belly muscles and the back muscles will have to engage to keep the body where you need him to be and to make the movements in the right way. Okay, so if your dog is going down, just, you know, sitting and then dropping down, versus a dog that firstly takes the front end down and then the back end, or a dog that's taking all of his body together, down and up, it's working the muscles in a different way. Okay, so think about that when you're doing strength training. It's very, very important that you get your dog used to operating in a different way than you're doing usually, whether you're doing obedience or any other sport. Okay, once you're getting into strength training, it's totally different than what your dog is naturally doing on a day-to-day basis. Most of the dogs, some dogs do it perfectly, but most of them don't, because we don't teach them the right movement when we teach them whatever we need to do for a sport, or whether it's basic obedience, if you have a pet, doesn't matter. But the way we train, it doesn't go with the same way you need to train when you're doing strength. So work on your dog's body awareness, work on your dog doing individual stuff with each leg. Okay, like last night I had a class that I'm doing every week, and we worked on targeting each leg separately. It was very hard for most of the dogs. I got one dog that's like awesome. His owner is awesome. She's working with him a lot, but it's hard. It's hard to get our dogs to think that way and to think about each leg separately and moving slowly between the exercises. Nothing needs to be so fast when you're working. Okay, when doing strength training, if you're doing things slowly, you're actually engaging the muscles for a longer time, and that will increase the work, will increase the body mass. Okay, will build muscles better. And when you can do it, not if, but when you can do it, it is important that you don't work on the same body part every day. Okay, the same as humans. You need one day you're doing front, one day you're doing back, then you're doing left or right or core, and you give the dog time to recover. You let the dog time to build muscles. So when you're working, you're actually tearing the muscles down. Okay, the work, the repetitive motion, it tears the muscles down. That's why you need recovery time, so the body can build the muscles again, and when the body does build them after the workout, it builds them stronger again, if you have the right nutrition. So it's all tied up together. And let me know if you are doing strength training, how are you doing it, what kind of exercises you like. I have a ton of exercises that I like and I do it. Some of them I do use equipment, some of them I don't need to use equipment, and we're doing only body work. Basically, if I do use equipment, the basic equipment that I do is I have a step, so I can target and lift certain parts of the body. But again, you don't have to do that, at least not for the beginning. You can just start on the ground, make sure you have a surface that's not slippery, and you can start training your dog. Okay, so let me know what kind of let me know what kind of strength exercises are you doing, and if your dog is actually doing them slowly, correctly, and can you isolate different parts of the body. Okay, and see you on the next videos.